Sippy sip. What are you drinking? Wait. We should save this for the actual.
Yeah.
Oh, now we can start again.
Our sound engineer's been like smiling for like the whole thing.
Fucking giddy little bitch.
Oh, they stopped. They're glaring at me. I can't wave. I'm on a computer.
Hi there. Hi there. Hi there.
Thank you.
All right. All right. Welcome back, everyone. Appreciate all 2 viewers now. We've upgraded quite a bit, moving on up in the world. Yeah.
Nice.
Number two. Number two.
Yeah.
Today we're joined by seasoned veteran Keloid,
It is I.
aka Kelborn, aka that bitch. We also got Amadeus,
Hello, everyone.
and then we've got a bit of a newcomer here, Enigma,
Oh,
or
hi.
other names. Also,
Yeah.
the very, very strange looking one that keeps stealing my drink.
Well, mine.
Oh!
Damn it.
All right. So let's go ahead and just get this started off. Would you rather get sent back to being 8 years old, but you're immortal and cannot age, so you end up always looking like an 8-year-old, or you get isekai'd into a game or anime world of your choice, but you constantly get to respawn in that world as well, but the catch is you're furry.
I'm up.
Those are both pretty bad.
Exactly, you get to be immortal.
I don't want to be immortal. I want to sleep.
I just want to die.
Honestly, that's kind of tough. In this game world, well, it's a game world of your choice, is what you said, right?
Yeah, you get to choose the world. So it could be a game, anime, show, movie, book, whatever.
Okay, then my first question is, if I were to choose something where there aren't furries, am I a weirdo for being a furry in that world?
And
Yeah, you're the only furry. You're the only furry.
I'm the only one. Wow.
So just to clarify,
I guess you could choose one that has a furry. So it's up to you. Never mind. I take that back. It is up to you.
All right. And to clarify on furry, do you mean like actual like you turn into like an anthropomorphic animal, or just like real world people that are furries now? You just that's your thing.
Wait, what's the difference?
I think he's asking if you chose like the world of like World of Warcraft, would you be like an orc who owns a fursuit? Or would you be like an actual like, wolf person?
Yeah.
No, you would actually. Okay, I get what you're saying. So you don't have a fursuit. You are permanently a anthropomorphic animal hybrid thing.
Huh.
Because honestly, it's pretty funny to say that you just be, someone from that world who just, is into the hobby of being a furry. You got like a fursuit.
Well, you could do that, but then you could also be a furry underneath.
Damn. Double trouble.
There's layers.
The idea behind it was like either way you're kind of immortal, but then also you're like a bit of a weirdo, just because like in that world, you would be like the only anthropomorphic animal. But I guess technically, if you choose something that's got them, it's not so bad. That's one way to game the system.
I think it would be awful to be stuck as an 8-year-old. That's what you said, right? 8?
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty terrible. That puts a lot of limitations on your on yourself. I think I'd have to go with being a furry.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, even though they're both really terrible.
All right. Well, Amadeus hates kids and also furries. Good to know.
Yeah,
Wait,
it's
so
the
you
lore.
can't change the way you look at all for either.
Well, what do you mean? Like you could trim your hair?
Let's say like you choose the
Each-
8-year-old, but you live long enough for technology to like advance, or you just like fucking take some drugs or whatever hormones. It's just like, yeah, I don't want to look like this anymore. I'll just change the way I look.
Maybe. You don't know though, but you got to make the choice. Like you're you know that classic Konosuba. You got hit by the freaking Azuzu, and you know you're there, and you're given that choice by you know whatever big titted goddess.
What was it? It reminds me of that episode in Cowboy Bebop where that little boy was stuck being 8 years old for like 100 years.
That was an
And
episode
then,
of Cowboy Bebop.
yeah, that's an episode of Cowboy Bebop. It was one of the bounties.
I don't even remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Huh.
I vaguely remember that.
I need to
I just
rewatch
remember
that series.
just remember the mushroom one. So yeah, no, it's you just have to make the choice. You're not sure. Maybe there is. You know, I mean, in both systems you are essentially immortal. um for the one where you're isekai, you just get basically respawn, so you know you get actual MMO type mechanics, you know,
I'll
like
I'll,
Earth of the Graveyard.
I'll probably choose the furry just because it sounds more fun.
All
Yeah, it
right,
is
so
terrible being 8.
we've got two for furry.
I think we got 3.
Three.
Dorado was in on it.
Three. Oh, so you
Yeah.
are okay. Yeah, you know, I think I would choose furry. You know, it's 2022. Furry's a bit more acceptable. I don't know what's gonna be like in the isekai world. I guess I'd
Oh
have to
yeah,
think of what world I'd want to get isekai'd into.
I think that'd be an important decision.
Definitely not Tibia. I think that would be a terrible world to get isekai'd into.
Tibia, yeah,
Let's get
Yeah.
spawn
awful.
camped.
Yeah.
It's just a terrible world in general.
Yeah, because even in that world, if you're like by the game mechanics in Tibia, when you die, you actually like lose experience and levels.
Yeah.
Yeah, you become worse.
Yeah. Yeah. And
Yeah.
and you just know that since you're a furry, you're gonna get targeted every time.
You're just gonna get on like every hunted list.
Oh man, awful.
The struggle.
Yeah, I don't know, like, and definitely any game with like um, harsh consequences for dying is gonna be a hard one to want to choose. That's for sure.
I don't think I actually have an MMO that I would really want to get isekai'd into. I guess the Final Fantasy 14 world might not be bad.
You're a furry in the Final Fantasy.
I mean, they got the cat people race, so and also the you know the lion ones. So
No, but you're the only
that'll-
one that looks like a fucking like like a fucking idiot.
yeah, but it'd be easy to pass in that world. There's like so much you know what's the word glamour in that freaking world that it would be pretty easy for someone to just be like, oh, that's a weird glamour.
Oh,
All
yeah,
right.
that's true.
Yeah. And we're assuming the game worlds are like all fully fleshed out. You're not just stuck in the little playable area.
Yeah, I would hope so. That would be awful.
It's like there's
Just
no
want a freaking
bathrooms.
yeah, yeah. There's a lot of little things like that in MMO worlds that would make getting isekai like not be as fun as like most anime makes it out to be.
Just go into any of the Yakuza games. Should be okay. There's everything in there.
You get isekai into a Yakuza game, so basically just a more ridiculous version of this world.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah, but you're furry.
Yeah, that's true. You're furry.
But at least you're not 8 years old.
8 years
Yeah,
old in stuck in
fucking
Yakuza.
fucking furry in the Yakuza.
It would fit, I guess.
Yeah, I guess you could be. You don't have to be isekai to just do the 8 years old thing and be like, "Fuck it, I'm immortal and join the Yakuza."
How come no one ever gets isekai into puzzle games?
Into a puzzle game?
Yeah, like you get stuck in Tetris.
Wow.
That'd be terrifying.
You're just another block.
Such is life.
Sounds
Dang.
fucking awful.
Get
Look at
isekai'd
you,
into
Raptor.
5D chess.
No. Who says that we aren't in that right now?
Oh, you're right.
We're all just fucking pawns.
Yeah.
I'd like to be a rook.
Well, maybe if you hit the end of the board.
Yeah,
I've
I
always
might.
liked the rook. That was kind of like always a piece that I liked in chess.
It's a good piece.
Yeah.
Does some good stuff.
It's not as sneaky as the bishop, though.
No, bishop's pretty sneaky. And so
Yeah.
is
It's
the
just like
knight.
It's just like Connect Four. You never see it coming down diagonal.
Pretty sneaky, sis. Oh man.
It's so stupid. Why is that sneaky?
Oh no, I couldn't see the moves you were doing in front of me the whole time.
Oh wow, I'm bad at this.
What about getting isekai into like a board game? The board game world.
Jumanji.
Yeah.
Oh.
Jumanji,
So
like you look at the board, looks very simple. And then like, yeah, getting stuck in the game is just like an actual jungle. And these the stuff from the cards actually happen. So like when you look at the board game, it's like, I don't know if being stuck in this would be too crazy. But then like, yeah, obviously from the movie's depictions, like Jumanji's a pretty crazy place. Definitely don't know about getting stuck in Monopoly.
Ugh. We're already there, dude.
I know, seriously.
damn.
Yeah, but if I want to stay on Boardwalk, I don't know. I don't think it's as bad as going broke.
And you're still a furry.
That's true. A furry stuck in Monopoly.
Damn.
He'll be a furry
Blue
thimble.
Maven might not be bad. It could be
Hmm.
that one mind rat race. What was that thing that you played?
The Mind Thief.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You miss Gloomhaven.
me
Yeah.
too. One day.
Yeah.
One day.
If we all remember how to play still.
I don't want to think about
Yeah.
that. So, did you guys hear about this dude who worked for I think it was Burger King for 27 years? Didn't miss a day and was never late. And he shows up to work on his 27-year anniversary and he makes a comment about how it's been 27 years and the management had no idea. So then they're like, oh, it's been that long, holy crap, let's get him something. And this wasn't planned, obviously, because they had no idea because they suck. And so they throw together like a little gift basket for him with like movie tickets, things of candy, and like other like little goodies. And they give it to him as a congratulations for 27 years of perfect attendance.
Yeah.
And he, there's like an audio of him like thanking the company, and like he's super grateful, super humble dude. But like everyone on the internet's like, 27 years, holy crap, he should get more than this. They weren't even going to get him anything.
Yeah.
And so like there were people crowdfunding to get him money for his years of service. And last I saw, I think it was at 300,000.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess some people.
I saw it got
Like,
to like 200. I didn't realize it got to 300.
yeah, last time I saw an article about it, 300.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, if you're a manager at a local Burger King, you're probably not going to have an idea that one of your guys has been there that long and to know the actual anniversary for that.
Yeah, that's
So,
true.
like, I guess I kind of get it. Like, it's like, oh, yeah, fuck Burger King for not, recognizing this employee. But, like, the ones that got him is just, like, another manager who's also just another employee at Burger King. Right? Like, I don't think it's not like the owner of the
No,
franchise.
I don't believe it was the franchise.
Yeah. So, I mean, well, I guess you could argue that the franchise owner, assuming that he's the one who's owned it that entire time, probably should like owe a lot to that dude.
At least give him a paid time off day.
1 year.
Yeah. But I would just say, like, the manager, for at least even for going through the effort of recognizing it, like, I don't think you should shit on that guy or whoever did that.
Yeah, I guess I didn't really think about it in the sense that like a company without like some sort of in-store in-house HR, who that would be the person who would probably know about like how long someone's been at the company more than regular management. And yeah, like maybe the owner in that case would be the one who'd know.
Yeah, like if it was like a Walmart department store, I think that'd be a little bit different. Like I think
Yeah.
that would make me more be like, oh fuck those guys. But when it's just like a Burger King manager, has probably hasn't been there longer than about 3 years.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey, at least like that person recognized something, and I don't know if they got it out of company budget or out of their own pocket. I'm not sure how those things work. They probably got it out of company budget, and like that's all they could do.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, when I worked for Target, they were very on top of acknowledging people's anniversaries. And but that's because like yeah, like I said, they have in store HR, they have someone who's like that's part of their job to acknowledge how long someone's been at the company and to, say thank you for your service, congratulations, here's your $5 gift card, it's been 5 years. And then you're like $1 a year, huh?
Another dollar, another day.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. Because I feel like at a fast food place, you're not gonna have most people there be for longer than 5 years. But in retail and department stores and stuff like that, that's different. You will get people that have been there for a decent amount of time sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like those places actually have the infrastructure for that. So I don't know. I mean, look, good on the guy. I'm glad that he got some backup from the internet, but like, I don't know if people had actual like negative backlash against the manager of the Burger King, but if so, like, I guess like I can understand the Burger King because they should probably have something to recognize employees like that, but I'm also sure that's not as common as a regular type of job like a retail or any other type of office work.
True. Plus, I'm sure like generally speaking, places kind of consider your ability to have good attendance at work is just part of the job. You should just be making all your shifts if possible.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I forgot that. Yeah, that is a part of it. The perfect attendance part is did is something that makes that also pretty ridiculous. Like, and to me, again, it's not so much like oh fuck the manager for not knowing that. It's more so just like dang, like good on that guy for that. That's pretty ridiculous to have that kind of
It-
work ethic, especially for like a fast food joint.
Yeah. Employee
27
of the month.
years. It doesn't make sense. Perfect attendance for 27 years. That's like almost impossible.
Yeah, uh, that is ridiculous.
Like,
But
Yeah, it's pretty impressive. I think uh you know, especially for like that kind of job, I think it's pretty crazy to go like 1 year without calling out of one of your shifts.
yeah, yeah, freaking a year of not doing that is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
But how do they keep track of that though?
Of perfect attendance?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I
Maybe
guess
he just
his
has like a
file
tally
like
board at home,
probably.
just marks it.
yeah.
The company makes him track his own attendance.
How were you this year? I did great.
Remember, no raises.
That's pretty much how my job works.
Here's your free Whopper.
Don't eat it all at once. Pace yourself.
Yeah, I don't know. Like that long in that kind of job of not missing a day is really, really impressive.
All right. So, Enigma, you're asking what I'm drinking?
Yeah, what are you drinking?
I am drinking Golden State apple cider, the
Ah.
dry one.
Golden State apple cider.
Yeah, you know the big tall can with the little otter on it. Where he's like showing off his belly.
An otter showing off his belly?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've had it. I
I've
think I gave it to you on like New Year's.
really?
Yeah.
Plus, that's what
Yeah.
otters are known for. I don't know what's surprising.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, if they didn't have a stone on their belly to crack shellfish.
Just
True.
imagine.
Wait, is that what? How the? Do they do that?
Yeah, that's how they eat.
Yeah.
They have a stone on their belly?
They grab a
They'll
stone, they balance it on their stomach, and then they crack the shellfish on it.
they'll balance it on their stomach, and they'll actually use tools to open up shells and whatnot.
Dude.
Can we
I
roll
d-
a clip? Or is that not a thing?
We'll figure it out in post. We won't.
Alright. We'll make sure Kelly does the editing.
Damn. Yeah. Look, they say some otters are smart enough, they'll get a gun, they'll just shoot the shellfish.
Just
Only American otters.
Yeah, they're smart enough to know which guns can work after being submerged in water.
that's
But
stupid.
a lot of them aren't smart enough to not shoot themselves in the belly.
It's like the Wild West out there.
They just aim it straight down at themselves. There's that shell.
Could you imagine just going into like a I don't know, bubblegum shrimp or something like that, ordering a bunch of like crawfish or whatever, and just like smacking it on your belly with a rock? Oh, as I smack my own fucking mic.
With a rock?
Man. Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
boy. So this is actually kind of old now, but I did want to talk about it. So I first found out about this from twitch.tv/moist critical. But basically, he made a tweet, or no, sorry, yeah, he made a tweet and a video where he was talking about someone else who made a tweet where they were ranting about being teabagged in video games. Specifically, I believe it was for Halo, and like I guess this person was comparing it to sexual assault. Um, Oh no, it was in Valorant. That's right. So they got teabagged in Valorant and said that they were traumatized by it. So I guess the question I wanted to pose to you guys is: do you think that teabagging is sexual assault?
Well, I don't think those character models have genitalia. So could it be sexual assault? I say
I
no.
I don't know. I've seen several videos online that might suggest differently.
What,
So
someone data mined it and it's like, oh, they have a dick.
let me just go in the game, take off Phoenix's pants. Up. I definitely don't think it should constitute as sexual assault. You know, it's a bunch of ones and zeros. It's meant to be more of an insult rather than I'm trying to get in your digital pants forcefully.
But the other thing is, okay, so let's say they go through with it. What are they gonna do? Take out crouching? Like, okay, what the fuck? What are you gonna do? It's part of the game. You need to crouch.
Yeah, no, I mean, I don't think a dev should try to make any sort of actions to remove it. Actually, Charlie, he had a really good point in his video where he was talking about like I guess teabagging isn't really prevalent in games like Fortnite because you have like just a freaking dance that you'll do on someone's body instead. So his whole point is like it has nothing to do with like you want to drive your dick in a dead body or something. Like the entire point of it is just that you're trying to be like, oh, you got fucking owned, you suck, and just show that to them. So like dancing in Fortnite is even better because it's accomplishing the same thing, which is just to piss off the person that you just killed.
Yeah, it's all about the disrespect.
It's all about the disrespect.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
yeah, I mean, even if they did that, there would be something that you would do. Like you would just like shoot at the body, smack it, and you accomplish the same thing. You get just as bad if somebody's dancing on your body, emoting, like if it's Overwatch or whatever. Like any of that shit, like it accomplishes the same thing and pisses you off.
Yeah, there are definitely any number of things that you could do in order to add insult to injury. Um, I do think dancing is a quality choice of insulting someone you have bested one way or another. But I don't know. The teabag is classic, synonymous
Like,
shooter franchise.
Well, yeah, because like back in the day, that's all you had. Like emotes weren't really a thing. I can't think of the first shooter I've actually seen emotes in. Maybe it was Overwatch. I think Overwatch came before Fortnite.
Yeah, I believe
There's
that's
got to be
correct.
something that had it before.
they came out around the same time, almost.
Yeah. I mean, and then WoW. I mean, I guess when you roll PvP, just like slash spit on a body, dance
Oh
on a
yeah,
body.
yep.
That's actually probably the first one I could think of.
The thing about that one too is it lasts. You get to see that little text there at the bottom for a while.
Yeah, it's in your fucking log. Especially if you
Well,
made like a separate chat window or whatever. But another thing that he brought up that I thought was interesting is that he said that the only exception to that would be something like VRChat. So he thought that maybe in VRChat that might be crossing some lines. Basically, if you're actually going up to someone violating personal space, like especially if they're actually in VR, like it's a little bit different because it's so much more like immersive. And I do feel like uncomfortable if I get in a public library or a public world and somebody actually just like comes near me. It's like
Yeah, that's like
too close.
really.
Get it back. You're too close, man.
Too. I don't know. Too real. I don't know. I can separate it from a game. Whatever. You're
What?
just
Have you
crouching on
even
my
done?
body.
But
But
have you
I've
done?
seen it. I've seen it. Like what? Yesterday. They're just. What are they doing? Oh shit! They're actually doing it. What? Why?
Oh, you mean on VR chat yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, I think what makes it creepy if you walk into that. So, what Enigma's talking about is yesterday he was looking for a new avatar for coming on the show, which you can see that he spent a lot of careful time selecting
Hmm.
one.
Hmm.
And one of the worlds that he was in, he was actually streaming it to us on Discord. Just randomly, two people just started like making out and filling each other up, like right next to him, which apparently I think is pretty common. Although honestly, I think most of us are the same. We tend to just avoid public lobbies in VR chat, pretty much.
It took me
For
a second. I was like, what are they doing? Just watching them. Are they hugging? They're not hugging. They're doing more than hugging.
Well, I mean, we all know when the cameras turn off in here and the couches are particularly comfy for the day,
Whoa.
we get together on these big couches and snuggle.
Oh.
I don't like this.
yeah.
Yeah, and he's too
I don't like
bony.
I don't like putting out this fanfic for all two of our listeners.
Well, what if our two listeners also do that?
Oh my god.
Well,
Um, hmm. Well, more power to them.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I mean, what do you think about that? Like, do you think in uh, VR chat, if you're going up to somebody and getting up in their personal space, or doing anything like that, especially now with like the different avatars that have interaction between each other, like VR chat obviously actually has a lot of built-in safety tools to actually disable interactions with people. Um, I know that what do you call it? Meta's metaverse thing
oh
also
yeah.
has taken steps in that where you can avoid people from getting too close to you, or avoid having people get too close to you. And I heard, I don't know if this is true, but apparently the reason why, I don't know if you guys have seen metaverse stuff, the reason why you don't have a Laura half is that way, like people don't just like basically hump or crotch thrust
Oh
into
my
each other
god.
and stuff like that.
Nice. I
Yeah.
guess. Oh my
Yeah, that
god.
does make sense. I never really thought about it.
I mean, you can still do it without your lower half. You just make the gesture.
I'd want to see you do it without your lower half.
I'll do it if I could.
I'll do it.
Just like, yeah, you like that? Wow.
You're in the bone zone now.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. It would like out in the unfettered virtual world, this landscape we call VRChat. Yeah, I guess like I would be pretty taken aback if some stranger were to come up to me and start making sexual gestures at me. But you do bring up a good point. There are plenty of safety features that can prevent an interaction like that from scarring me mentally for the rest of my days.
Yeah, I mean, especially with what's the term? Phantom touch? Is that what it is?
Yeah, Phantom Touch.
Okay. Yeah. So, like, for those that aren't initiated, basically, Phantom touch is when you are in VR, and if somebody were to like touch your hand, you actually feel it. Like, you
Whoa.
can't help but like your brain kind of gets tricked into thinking that somebody's touching your hand.
What about my pee pee?
Well, I guess first off, there you'd have to have an avatar with the PP, and you don't even
Yeah.
have skin.
Oh.
Well, I that's a lot of like uh, why people will actually try to get themselves to get into Phantom Touch is
Oh.
basically so that they could be just like Enigma here and get the Phantom Touch in their PPs. So yeah, I mean, anyways, to get back onto track, what I'm trying to say is for that, like I've read threads and stuff like that about people who really try their best to hide the fact that they have that phenomenon in VR chat for Phantom Touch, because immediately once like someone hears that, they'll be like, "Oh, really?" And then they'll just like try to like go up to them and slap their face and stuff like that.
Oh my God.
So like I don't know. It starts to for me for VR chat. I think it actually crosses a bit of a different boundary where it is an issue because then it's like it is a bit different. You do feel a little bit more violated if somebody just like comes right in your face and like starts fucking moaning or something.
I don't know. At that point, like, if it really does become an issue, then it's like, okay, well, the culture's not going to change. So it's whether you put up with it or you just don't get on at all. And that's what I think.
Well, I think so for VR chat. If you haven't been on a lot, anytime you actually log in, it talks extensively about safety features and rules and respect and stuff like that. And there's seems to be a lot of different safety controls in VR chat. Um, I can't really talk to like how effective those are because again, I never go into any sort of public VR chat worlds. So anybody I interact with just it doesn't matter because we all know each other IRL basically when we're in VR chat.
Yeah, I mean, uh, um, they do talk about a lot of their safety features, which I mean is definitely an important thing for having a good experience. Some people could make some rather offensive avatars that I don't want to see. I guess that could be a thing. And yeah, just generally trying to interact and do things that I may not be too comfortable with. I like my bubble of safety and stay in the studio, just live and sleep here.
This is the only VR chat world I go into.
I
Yeah,
gotta,
I mean,
dust all the figures and water the plant in the corner.
yes, you gotta put on your idol maid outfit.
Yeah, very important.
Filthy. Yeah, I mean, I think that's part of why I don't like to go into public worlds, but also I just, I'm antisocial. I mean, for VR chat, the only reason I really get on this is just to like hang out with you fucks, especially since we started doing this more so during the Rona and quarantine times. So, for me, for this, it was never about necessarily meeting new people. I don't really care too much about meeting new people.
Yeah, I know enough people. I don't need to know more people. I have a cutoff point.
You only have about 20 people that you want to like be actively somewhat talking to.
It's like, oh, I met a new person. Now who do I gotta cut off? Who's at that limit of 20 people?
Go to friends list. Delete this Enigma guy. I don't. Yeah, I mean, I I feel like there is only so many different people that I can actively give attention to at a time. So, like, I think probably 20 is like a realistic number for just actually considering a friend and talking to you on a somewhat regular basis.
Yeah, except I don't have friends. I have family. So,
All right.
I live my
Damn.
life
All right,
one
Vin
quarter
Diesel.
mile at a time.
Oh,
Shut
family.
uh,
What does that guy say? He says family.
Yeah, and he repeats it like 4 more times.
Vin
And it's very
Diesel.
monotone. Yeah, family, 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 family.
family number 8.
The Fast and the Family.
Yeah.
Man. Yeah, I don't know. Like, sometimes I think like people like who have say they have tons of friends, tons and tons of friends. I know like 50, 40 million people. And it's just like, yeah, but like, how close are you to each of them, right? Like, I'm very honest with myself. I say like, this person's an acquaintance. This person's some coworker. If they're family, they're family. If they're besties, then they're besties.
What's
What's
is that what you do with besties? You just do the
I meant to do fingers. Just
oh,
yeah, but I always,
you do
I always end up doing. Don't
do
don't
that
point it out.
and the scissor.
Okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Uh, yeah. Honestly, I do think having like 20 people that you're close with is a pretty good amount of people to be close with. Like
Yeah.
really, like there's definitely 20 people I'd be willing to give a kidney to if they needed it.
Damn. You're not
Damn,
generous
20
with kidneys.
kidneys. Fuck.
Yeah, good thing I've got 20 kidneys.
21.
No,
That way you can have
20.
one functioning. Oh
I would
shit.
die.
You just got like a fucking cow udder of kidneys.
My dad has a friend he's really close with. They talk on the phone every single day. They go gambling like every other weekend and all this other stuff. And they've known each other for
Damn.
like, I don't know, 35 years or something like that.
Really?
And his yeah, crazy. But
That's pretty
yeah, his
cute.
girlfriend hates how close him and my dad are. She
What the
thinks it's
fuck, really?
borderline homosexual that they talk every day and that he knows more about my dad's life than she does. And I'm just like, I don't know, like they've been best friends forever. And there's nothing weird about that. And she's just like, no, it's not right. They shouldn't be that close. That's like a man and a woman.
What a miserable bitch.
Yeah, that's kind of my point of view. I'm just like, just let them. They're friends. They've known each other longer than he's known you. Whatever. But yeah, she's just like it's weird. I don't like it. It's not right. And like he was telling me earlier today, actually, there him, his girlfriend, and then his friend and his wife are planning on going on a cruise together. And my dad's friend was like, "Oh, so are we gonna get I forget what they're called, but when the hotel rooms are connected, that way you can just like
Oh.
open the door and go into the next room." And my dad probably wouldn't mind too much. But he does have his reasons for saying no to it. But his girlfriend definitely was like, no, like they're not gonna do that. It's weird. They'll just open the door every day and just like, hey, what's going on? My dad
Yeah.
is more so against it because his friend is kind of peculiar when it comes to certain things, where
Okay.
he wants to have his meals at specific times of the day,
Oh,
and he
that's
wants
kind
to
of
completely plan his agenda for each day. And my dad's just like, I don't want to live my life like that. If you're hungry, go eat. If I'm not hungry, I'm not going to go eat with you.
yeah.
So like, I get that. That's fine.
Kind of weird for someone who's so strict with their schedule to go gamble. Interesting.
What?
You think so?
I think so. It's like, oh, I like everything prim and proper. I want things to work the way they should be at a certain time. Like full control. But
You're just saying that because you gamble and you feel like you're not in control of your life.
fuck you.
That sounds kind of similar to a yes.
But yeah, but it's like as a I don't gamble, but I do like to gamble in other ways. I don't gamble with my money, but I like to make a lot of gambles. I like to take chances. But for someone who's very organized, that's pretty interesting that he likes to go gamble.
Um,
I know
I
a
don't
lot of
know.
organized people who gamble like really fucking a lot. Like for my job, um, one of the most anal people I know that I work with. Uh, yeah, anytime we go and have to travel to Vegas together, she'll go fucking ham. So like, I don't know. I think that makes sense. Like the two don't necessarily have to clash.
Hmm.
I think one thing about like that kind of personality you're talking about, someone who likes to be in control. I think if there's someone who is also a numbers kind of person, then gambling might actually look attractive to that person. You
Because
know,
they're thinking
I
about
can see that.
chances and percentiles.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. And like, plus this guy's actually, I don't know how good he is at gambling, but he's at very least very lucky. He almost always comes out ahead.
Damn.
So, I mean, he's
Are you
definitely
sure?
hasn't had much reason to be turned away from it.
A lot of people say that though, like that they come out ahead, and usually if you dig a little deeper, they don't. They do not come out ahead. Like
Well,
people typically only brag about when they like, hey, look how much I won, and then you just like have to dig a little deeper. I'm like, no, I was playing blackjack with you. You lost a lot more first. You
well,
bought back the number of times.
well, my dad is the one who like always gambles with him, and my dad will be like, "Oh man," like I remember one time actually specifically, they had gone gambling together, and his friend had hit a jackpot on a slot machine, on a penny slot, and it wasn't like the top prize, but like it was still several thousands of dollars.
Nice.
And so like he I think had like 6,000 take home money from that day.
Hmm.
Maybe a little bit more actually. I really think about it. But either way, like they had finished up gambling and they were like, "Oh, let's go get dinner." And um his friend picks the place. So they go to eat and then the bill comes and his friend's like, "Oh, so we're going to split it, right?" And my dad's like,
Wow.
"What? What do you mean split it? Like I thought you were offering to pay for dinner because you won all that money." And he's like, "I guess I could pay."
Oh my god. Piece of shit, man.
But my dad's like, he's always like this, you know, like he wins like on average like 800 every time we gamble. He's positive 800 most of the time. And it's
That's
just like the times that he actually comes up over 1,000, he never wants to buy dinner, but it's like every time I come over and gamble and I win a lot, my dad's always like, he wants me to pay for dinner.
oh, he's a little cheap ass motherfucker.
I still find it a little hard to believe that he's actually making that much money every time.
I think part of it is that like actually he's got a lot of money. So I think he just keeps gambling until he wins. You think he's one of those people? Because my dad has expressed how like there have been a couple times where like he will just keep going and then eventually like he hits that like regret point and just like all right, I'm gonna take the big L versus
Yeah.
like the other times it's like he actually gambles enough to where like he finally either breaks even or like gets to the point where like he's ahead by a lot.
Wait, so
think-
he'll he never gambles at a deficit? Like,
No, he's taken losses, but like I think one time my dad had told a story that he had gone like 1200 negative
uh,
when he finally decided to quit.
okay, that's fine.
I didn't think so, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't go that negative. Is all I'm saying, really.
Yeah, I
I
can't
think,
do it.
yeah, I don't know. It's hard to like look at like what your losses are like that and just be like, yeah, I think I could bring it back. I could reel it in.
I don't know. Okay. If I'm gonna gamble, I'm gonna at least gamble 1,000. If it's $300, it's like that's not enough. That's not enough to actually move
But you
money.
gamble 1,000 when you
I
go?
don't. I don't. But if I last time I went with 200, that was not enough. I came out a positive $20, but I was like, okay, this is
So
okay.
you said you would gamble 1,000, but you've never.
If I'm gonna go gamble next time, I'm gonna obviously I'm not gonna gamble with all of my money, but like I'll save up. I'm making it worth my time, you know, to go gamble because that only took me like what 2 hours to go through, or maybe an hour. Like I didn't even like go at it that hard. So
Yeah, that's the thing. Because if and when I go to Vegas and gamble, which I go to Vegas a lot, but I rarely gamble. And when I do, I hate slot machines. I don't understand how to play craps. Roulette's okay, but what I do like to play is blackjack. But the problem with blackjack is the time I actually have the most fun is when I'm like with a group of like friends or colleagues or whatever, and we're all playing together. But then like the second I get ahead, I'm I feel too bad to just like stand up, get out, and be like, all right, I'm in. See you guys. Like I
what?
always like, all right, like let's stay, let's gamble. Like, oh, you need some more chips? Here you go.
Oh my god!
And then by the end of the night, no matter what, I always come out behind.
Oh my god!
Oof.
I mean, yeah, no, I get that. I think it'd be hard to walk away while like you're with your group and like they're just like, oh, we want to keep playing, we want to keep playing. It's just like, well, I don't want to be the party pooper who like goes to just go back to the room, just like throw all my singles on the bed and roll around in it while they're all playing still. Like, I mean, it's fun for you, but like you're here as a group with your friends.
If all your winnings are in singles, you went to a very different type of place to earn
Nice.
your winnings there.
Yeah, or a different type of winnings. Yeah.
No, I'm just talking about being very unreasonable with the cash out process.
Okay, how much ahead would you be on your blackjack?
What do
Like
you mean?
the hands they play is like what 25 or something, right?
It depends. Last time I went, so I went to Vegas. Well, it was earlier this year. I think it was around like March. And we went to MGM Park Place. That's where we were staying, and we had a bunch of people with us from Denmark.
Uh-huh.
And so we went to a table. They wanted to get a table, but the only table there was like a $25
Yeah.
hand table.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So like I took out $300. I was like, all right, I'll go ahead. I'll sit down. I'll go ahead and play this. And I sort of got ahead. I was doing well, but then like one of these other
Yeah.
Danish girls that was with me, which by the way, I guess it is relevant. She looks like a fucking supermodel. So like
Damn.
she's just like, oh no, I'm behind. I'm like, oh no no no,
You fucked up. You you got
yeah, I
you got
simped. I
sucked in.
simped. I simped. But she gave it back too, like, cause she started winning, and then we shared it around, and other
Okay.
colleagues did the same. Like the whole thing is like, oh no, it's team building, and then one of my other newer guys that had just started was like up $200. He's like, "See ya." And I'm like, "Ah,
Yeah, that piece of shit.
yeah."
But at least they like pass it around and whatnot, you know?
Yeah.
Like they was it return the favor.
Yeah, but most of them did. Yeah. So like I didn't. Plus, I was pretty inebriated, so like I wasn't really keeping track of money and stuff.
As long as it was fun, that's the most important part.
It was fun,
Actually,
but
yeah.
I lost about $200.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's a
but
lot.
I mean, also for Vegas and gambling, it could be worse.
Oh yeah,
Mm,
for certain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a hard time going negative 100.
Yeah, I mean that's what really turned me off from gambling. Like in my broke college kid days, I lost like $60, like right after I turned 21, and I was just like I felt devastated at that. I was like, "Fuck this!" I was like, "I could have bought some Vidya for this."
Oh yeah, for sure. That's the
Yeah,
point. Like you think about what you could have done. And
yeah,
it's like all I did was sit in front of a screen and lose money.
yeah. That's why I got really turned off to slot machines because I lost that to slot machines. I'm like,
Yeah.
this
Yeah,
was
that's
boring, tedious, and I lost my money. Fuck this.
it's like
Yeah.
why can't I just like put $100 bill in there and have it like press one button and run 100 times and then just tell me how up I am or like that I'm at zero.
Yeah.
Just get it done. Just expedite the process. Cut out the middleman of sitting there for like 30 minutes pulling the thing and press the buttons.
Well, that's why you do roulette.
That's true. I could put 100 down on a red.
Oh, that actually reminds me. So this is a story that just broke, I think today or yesterday. So uh, I guess Drake, uh, like the freaking rapper Drake.
Oh, Drizzy Drake, yeah.
Yeah, and then also from shit, what was that show that he started off
Degrassi.
on? Yeah, Degrassi. So he has been doing like gambling streams on Twitch, and apparently these streams have been getting to like 100,000 fucking viewers, which for Twitch that's insane. But he's doing gambling streams and he's partnered with this company. I forget the name, but basically they are doing the gambling, and he's going on there and he's just betting on it for the live stream, and he like went ahead and put down, I believe it was $18 million on roulette.
um, what the fuck?
Yeah. And so he won when he did that. So like I'm pretty sure he basically fucking doubled his money.
What
And
about the
then
casino? Are they like bankrupt now or what?
well, it's I don't think it was like a casino. Like it was
Uh,
this specialty type of thing. And I
uh,
believe it has some ties to online gambling.
wow.
I didn't really do much research on it. I just kind of
Right.
watched just a very short video on it.
Uh,
But yeah, so like the controversy is people are like, what the fuck? Like, why is Twitch letting like this kind of shit get promoted? Where you can just go ahead
uh,
and bet this kind of money, and basically promote this company, because that's the thing. He's a partner with this company, like he's sponsored by them. So it's kind of scummy,
oh,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah. Very.
and like people aren't sure if he has like ownership in the company. So like, is he just
That's
gambling against himself?
that's pretty stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, like there was a really famous case with like CS:GO and loot boxes, where you could do like loot box gambling and stuff like that. And there was this one streamer, or I think it was a couple streamers, and they were promoting that shit all the time on their YouTube channel and everything. And it turned out that they like basically owned the company. So like they were doing this all the time, not disclosing that they were a sponsorship. I'm pretty sure they ended up getting like 10 years in jail or something like that.
Oh my god.
But I don't know,
Man.
it's just fucking weird that like, those guys will get cracked down on, when it seems like this seems very similar. In fact, you're cutting out the middleman. It's not even loot boxes. This is straight up fucking gambling. And you're just advertising this shit on Twitch. Especially because like sure, you could put an 18-year-old like, oh, this you have to be 18 to watch this stream. But like, what does that matter? Like it doesn't really stop anyone from under 18 to watch it.
Yeah, there's no real way to regulate that. And
Yeah.
definitely there are one or two people who might do that.
Yeah, one or two. Not that I would ever do that when I was under 18. Every time they said that, I'm like, damn, fucking got me.
They got me again. They asked the one question, just like when they
Ah,
ask, "Are you a robot?" to me.
yeah. They didn't say Reploid.
Dodged a bullet there.
Could you imagine that shit? You'd be a kid and like you're 18, like, damn it, no. Back to Club Penguin.
Oh. Yeah. You know what I hate? I hate those ones where the captcha's like, here's 9 pictures, pick the ones that are like all trains, planes, and automobiles.
Oh yeah, fuck that.
Yeah. And then like, especially like when it's got like something that looks like what they're asking for, but it's actually not in the picture, or like there's a tiny part of it in there, and you're like, do I count that?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
do. Every time.
Does it work every time?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah, because it's a toss up because I mean, basically all you're doing with those captchas is you're helping AI to like build up like object recognition through machine learning. So like you're just basically helping train the AI. So some of it the AI knows is legit, but some of it doesn't. So it puts like a mix of some stuff in there where it's like, I don't know, is it? I don't know. And like you're actually feeding into that. So that a lot of websites do that as not only a way to cut off spam, but like CAPTCHA is basically earning marketing dollars or research dollars, however you want to say it, by just making you be their little hamster.
I guess I never really thought about that. Yeah.
We
Yeah.
are their eyes.
Well,
I hate you.
I
I've been hating like looking at you and your stupid mouth eyes.
this might be the last time we have Enigma on the podcast. We just don't like looking at him.
Oh, we could put a bucket over his head.
Yeah, we could model a bucket over his head.
Yeah.
Oh, oh, you gotta look at this. This is great.
Or maybe we'll just like install a big curtain over each of the chairs. That way, if we don't want to see someone, just close the
Oh,
curtain.
I thought you were saying like a little curtain over his eyes.
I
Just
mean, that is
start
primarily the problem area.
start
Yeah, I
using
don't
those
mind the eye.
VRChat safety tools.
True.
Yeah, because you could hide the avatar.
Yeah.
I could change it. I was gonna be this stupid werewolf thing.
We're already here.
I wanna. Can I just? I wanna do it. I'm gonna do it. Hold on. Give me a second.
No,
no,
don't
No.
do it.
All right. Fine.
You're
You're
not
gonna miss
allowed.
the camera positioning.
And you're ruining the continuity.
Oh. All right. All right. Well, I'm forever.
How are they gonna know which episode this is? I don't even know which episode this is.
So,
246.
Yeah.
yeah.
Wait.
Wait. I thought it was 245.
I don't know. It doesn't matter how many hundreds of episodes are in. It's still 2 listeners.
Stupid.
So I wasn't on last time we recorded.
That's
I think
true.
you guys covered AX a bit.
A little bit.
And,
I kept your seat warm.
You sat in my seat?
It was warm.
What?
I thought it was strange because you're a robot.
Son of a bitch.
Whoa, he caught it. Damn. Whoa, it's
I don't like
to
it.
leave.
I don't like it. It's freaking me out.
Place it on the table.
here.
No.
Look.
Okay. Straight into your eye.
Oh, straight into my eyes, yeah.
But yes, Faiez,
Just-
you are correct. We are living in a post-Anime Expo 2022 world.
Yeah. So I actually haven't even seen the episode since at this point we haven't finished editing it. But Amadeus, I know you had quite a unique experience there. So, for you, how'd you? Now that you've finished AX, how did you feel it went compared to other years?
Compared to other years, it went okay. There were a couple of hiccups with the line locations. Like, I was talking with Keloid about this. They had the line locations only like on a small part of the program guide, which I think those were only out after day like
They came out day
1.
2.
They the program guides came out day 2,
Oh, the
or
maps, the separate
or
maps.
yeah, they had a standalone map that showed up day 2. I think the program guides we got day 1, so we weren't able
Yeah,
to pass them out day 0. And then it didn't show up on the map until day 4, the last day.
you're talking about the map on the Anime Expo app, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
The
So,
actual
information
like
about where to line up wasn't available on the app like at all the first 3 days.
yeah,
Is that what you're saying? Wow, that's
that
So
was
interesting.
yeah, it was if you showed up day 0, there weren't program guides
Yeah.
because they didn't have the swag bags to hand out. You show up on day 1, you do get a program guide, um, which did have line information,
yeah,
and
but it,
then on day 2 they had a separate map which was big and a lot easier to navigate just because the size made it a little easier to understand. And
mhm.
then on day 4, finally the app is updated with the map information.
Wait, you guys said AX, right? Not Anime
Yes.
Expo? Okay. Just
Yeah,
for those who are listening. Anime
okay.
Expo.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Thank you. Sorry about that.
I'm pretty sure our audience is weeb enough to know what we're talking about.
Yeah, those
Well,
two
Surprisingly,
weebs
okay.
just did.
at least half of them.
If
Not
you're watching
AX
VRChat
is
podcast,
not as common as I thought it was, for
Well,
sure.
it wasn't an Armani exchange, so let's just put it that
well,
way.
I mean, I think it depends on what you're talking about too. Like pop culture wise, Comic Con is still like the more recognized nerdy type of con, but I feel like AX is pretty. I feel like most people who aren't just a boomer understand what that
It's
is.
for those who already know of AX, call it AX, I think. Because I talked to a lot of my coworkers like,
Oh,
oh,
that's what it is.
AX. Like, even though despite the fact that they're into anime, they're like, what is AX? I'm like, Anime Expo. But, they're younger, they don't know, they don't go, you know, so.
Hmm. Yeah, I thought you just meant like Anime Expo in general. I didn't realize you just meant the acronym. But yeah, no, that is interesting because I mean I heard that the lines themselves were better since the last AX that I went to back in when did we go? Was that 2019 or 2018?
2019.
2019, yeah. Yeah, because that year that was pretty freaking terrible.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the entry into the halls specifically was pretty terrible. Terrible is the word I'd use, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and Artist Alley that year was pretty bad. I don't. Do you think Artist Alley was better this time around?
Um it felt about the same. Artist Alley didn't feel too improved.
Hmm.
Sardines. Sardines for days.
Oh, Sardine Expo?
Sardines.
Yeah, Sardine Expo.
Yeah, are you saying like everyone was packed like sardines, or
Yeah,
everyone
yeah, it
smelled like
was
sardines?
way worse in comparison to everywhere else. It was the most packed of all of the venues.
I remember back in 2019, I went twice, like 2 different days, to Artist Alley, and one day it was terrible, but the other day, I think it was the last day that I went, and that was not as bad. So it depend on the aisle.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a factor. Who's in it and is someone visiting that booth?
Well, I mean, overall, how do you think this would compare to 2019 or also other cons? Because I know, like, I've talked to a lot of people and they've said that they felt like AX has just, continuously gone downhill over the years. But I've also heard that this year's wasn't too bad.
Yeah, it definitely went a lot smoother this year than it did 2019.
For people who say it's been going downhill, I mean, like, ever since it got to Los Angeles, I think the thing was that like it just kept getting closer to hitting capacity, and then it did hit capacity, and then they had to deal with the fact that like we've got these thousands and thousands of people, uh,
Yeah.
and more than what the convention center should have in it, and they were kind of dealing with those kind of growing pains. And then I felt like 2019 and this year were actually not terrible as an experience overall compared to the years before it. And well, like yes, 2019 did have some bad lines getting into the convention center itself. This year, for one reason or another, I think you could say it felt a lot better just getting into the convention center. And on day one, I was surprised to have found myself being able to get in as easily as I did. But I feel like part of that was due to the fact that so many people had to get their COVID bracelets so that they could get in. So there were a bunch of people on day one in line to do that, which means there were less people in line to get into the convention center.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Because both you and Enigma, you guys went the day before, like at 11 or something, right?
Yeah, day
On day
0.
0.
Yeah, we went super late to that. And there was surprisingly a lot of people there before they closed as well. Not like it was insane, but there were definitely more than I thought they were going to be getting their
There,
bracelets just before midnight.
Yeah.
at least 30 people for sure. There's probably around 50. But the line went pretty quick. There's 3 lines.
Well, no, it had to have been more than that many. Just because there were, so like where we were at, there were the two major lines that split into four lines. But then remember, after we finished, we saw that there was another
Oh
booth
yeah,
down the
there's
street taking people as well.
that's right.
Yeah,
On
so
the
there
other
were a
side.
lot of people. There had to have been
Yeah.
at least, I'd say, at least 120.
120. But
Yeah.
yeah, at least 100 for sure.
I mean, that's not too bad.
But the line we waited for like probably like less than 15 minutes.
Um, Probably about 15 minutes. Yeah, they were doing it pretty fast. The staff there very much. The guy who helped us, he was just like, I just want to go home. I just need to get through these last few people. Here's your bracelet. I'm almost home.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
That's Meowcon.
I couldn't help but
Yet,
feel kind of bad for this guy.
yet you continue to fucking volunteer.
I'm broken on the inside. What can I say?
Oh,
But
Oh,
yeah,
jeez.
those new style of metal detectors really made things a lot faster, though.
Yeah, those metal detectors.
What
I
were
don't know.
they?
Just that whole process of getting in with those metal detectors. Yeah, it was a lot better.
What were they
So
using for the metal detectors?
it's one you just walk through, and then security on the far end has like a little screen, and it'll actually put like a
Oh,
little
is it like a wide one?
uh kind of. It's like those it kind of reminds me of those RFID tag thingies at the retail stores. So you pretty much just walk through it, and then security has a screen on this far end where if they detect metal, it'll show like a white box around where like the metal is found. So it
Okay.
makes it much faster when checking like what tripped the thing, rather than doing a full sweep every time they get a hit.
wow,
Uh,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it sped
I
it up
think I
a
know what it
lot.
is.
Were you
Yeah.
asking if they were wide to make sure it could accommodate larger people?
No, because I think I know the company that does this, and they have ones that like can do just like uh, basically could do. They have certain models that can do free flow of traffic, and basically it's supposed to be able to detect any sort of weapon that you have on your person as you go through. Like it's kind of a hybrid of I think metal and millimeter wave detection.
All right.
Um, so like they're starting to try to implement those at oh, excuse me. A lot of other different types of places. But anyways, no, I was just curious.
Okay.
I mean, yeah. So for me, like 2019 was actually my first AX that I ever went to. I didn't really go uh, any years before that. I'm kind of like a surface level weeb. So for me, 2019, like since that was my first one, and I don't know. To me, I really enjoyed it. I thought I had a really good time. I think that was high half of like I was there with my friends, but I thought that any sort of panel or events I went to was awesome. Even though Artist Alley was pretty crowded, like I got to see a lot of cool stuff, bought some cool like art stuff, and I think my biggest regret is that I just didn't buy more shit. Uh, like I should have bought more shirts and stuff like that I saw on day one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always do that for anything like that, like when I went to Japan, I did not buy enough. AX, I didn't buy enough. Other cons that I've been to, like I always just, I don't know, let me go look. And then like I go back, I'm like, all right, I want that. And it's always fucking sold out because I didn't just impulse buy it.
But the thing is,
Well,
like,
go on. Yeah.
I was gonna say, my issue is, yeah, I don't buy enough. But the other thing is, like, I don't find like it doesn't pique my interest enough to buy it. It's like it's not enough for me to think about it. Like, oh, I don't have an issue with, oh, is it too expensive? Is it really? Do I really want it? That's the issue for me.
I just
It's
don't want to carry it around.
there is that.
Yeah.
Especially if you're like, oh, I want to buy this fucking statue.
Yeah, I saw a bunch of people on day one with really big like statues in their bags. I'm just like, you've got that with you the whole day unless you're going back to your hotel. I would hate that. And then with the crowded areas and hallways that you might have to go through with that,
Yeah.
screw that. Not down.
Yeah. No, I remember because when I went to Comic-Con, when I went to Japan, like that was a whole fucking ordeal. So I went there with two other friends, not ones that have been on the podcast yet, but because they wanted to get like this special edition art from this artist that they got, like we went there at like fucking 4 a.m. to line up at Tokyo Big Show or Big Sight. That's what it's called, Tokyo Big Sight, and just fucking right there, right at the right against the ocean there, and just in the middle of winter because this is end of December that Comic-Con is being held, and we just like are freezing our balls off. I'm sitting there on one of those tiny little Japanese stools, and then I also make the mistake of being a fat American sitting on there and fucking and just the three little legs on there just go flat. They flatten that shit out.
Damn.
And then I remember I had to go ahead and take this fucking little tiny chair, and me and my friend were like, "Oh, okay, we got to get rid of this because it's useless now." And we go ahead and walk back to where they have a bunch of dumpsters, and like there's this old Japanese guy, and we're like, we're trying to talk to him kind of in English and saying like some Japanese phrases like, "Oh, can we throw this away here?" And then he looks at it. He looks at the fucking chair with the legs just sprawled out. He looks at me. He goes, "Oh, oh, okay." What's that? I'm like, "Ah, fuck."
He knows.
Oh shit! It's so fucking embarrassing. But anyways, like that was just the half of it, and like also everything there at Comic Con, like compared to AX, Comic Con, when it comes to queuing, I felt like I was joining the fucking Japanese Defense Force. Like everything was just like very militaristic, like oh there, and then like these guys, the volunteers for Comic Cat would come by with sticks and just like make sure that you're perfectly straight fucking line, so like anybody who's sticking out, they would like kind of hit you with the stick a little bit,
Nudge him.
like
Yeah.
gently nudge you, like no, get in line, and doing all this shit. And I go through that, and then I finally, get this print that I don't give a fuck about. I was just helping one of my friends there out to get this little print. Immediately after it opens, I go straight to that place. Like I've got like a fucking map with all these drawings, and I have to like make my way past all these Japanese people, go over there, and then like I just got to go ahead and look for the exact set that they wanted, buy that, and then now I've got this big bag. And for Comic Cat, the way it is like there is just an endless flow of like traffic constantly going around. Everywhere is way too fucking like tightly packed. And I'm just like guarding this fucking giant tote bag with art that I do not want to get crinkled. Not that
Right.
I really give a shit about like the content, but it's just like I've just spent like 4 hours of my life freezing my balls off, breaking a chair, making an ass out of myself. Oh, and actually, this was on New Year's Eve.
Oh damn.
Yeah, so I'm doing all this, and I grab all this shit, and then I just go ahead and like make my way through. But like fucking, Japanese people, they are typically very like courteous, very polite. But the second that they are looking for their anime fandom or their porn, they get very aggressive. And
Uh,
they're just like pushing past you. And like at
uh,
first I'm like, oh, I'm trying to be like, oh no, I don't want to touch you, whatever. At
uh.
some point I'm just like, get the fuck out of the way. And just like pushing through this sea of like, fucking Japanese otakus and like guarding this bag because I'm like, I'm not gonna let this fucking stupid bag that I just wasted my life for get
You're
crinkled.
like, I thought you fuckers were nice. What the fuck?
They are. They're very polite. Like even at the train station's very polite. But the second it comes to porn, man, they're just like they got a fire in their eyes.
They've been waiting for this. They gotta get
Yeah,
their hands on it. They'll do anything.
Oh my god.
yeah,
Parkour over other Japanese people,
Yeah.
whatever.
yeah. There was a lot of people who would like try to push against the flow, and like at first I was like letting them go, but then like
Uh,
at a certain point I'm like, no, not moving. Get the fuck out of my way.
fuck this.
I would get that sometimes at AX. The only time I remember is getting something similar at Artist Alley, but it wasn't as aggressive. You'd get one or two assholes every once in a while, but there wasn't like a straight traffic flow like where it felt like everybody was doing
But
like a
like
death
a
circle
right to
around you.
left. Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh, I don't know. Like as I was traversing through Artist Alley, it wasn't that bad, but it was pretty annoying how like packed it was. Otherwise, I would have stuck around the Artist Alley, just to explore it. But I only went through one aisle just because it's so like
oh, so you only did one aisle at all in Artist
one
Alley?
aisle. I did two aisles. The first aisle was like pretty open. The second aisle where their artists were, like the alley was really narrow.
You knew where the artists were.
I
Yeah.
don't know.
All
There's
alleys.
like there's like the first aisle. The
Are you
first
talking
aisle
about?
was,
Are you talking about the annex area?
yeah.
Okay, yeah. So in the artist alley, there is a separate area where it's called the annex, where there are a number of retailers there from
Oh,
brands that are, larger than someone who gets an artist alley table, but they don't
yeah,
have, I guess, for one reason or another, they decided against getting a booth in the entertainment hall. So there are like a handful, a couple dozen maybe, artists and creators with booths in the annex. And
Yeah.
that's what you were referring to going through, where like there wasn't a huge um, mass of people blocking every walkway.
No,
Yeah.
it's a okay. So it's right below what the exhibitors hall. It's the same room, same level. Just the alleyways differed greatly. The first alleyway was fine. It was like, oh, wide open, whatever. I can see whatever. Uh, s- I think it was the second or the third. The third one for sure, for sure. That alleyway was like tight, and there's so many freaking people. It was really annoying. I just wanted to walk through. I didn't like. I kind of looked at the people's stuff, but I was just too busy trying to like, do I really want to be in this? I kind of just want to get out. Uh,
yeah.
I was just going with the flow of the river. It was really annoying. Um, I wish I spent more time. I wish I invested more time in the artist alley just to actually like, hey, take my time, look at all their stuff because there's a lot of stuff that you won't see in the exhibitors hall down at the artist alley.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely had the problem with like I was going through the artist alley, and the first two aisles I went through, I took my time as much as I could, but then it's like I have to judge from afar by looking over some people's heads whether I want to go and actually look at a booth. And
Mhm.
that feels really bad because it's like, artists spend a lot of time on their work. And it's like I have to decide off the few pieces I can see from, you know, just
Because
over
Yeah.
people's heads, whether
you're
I
wa-
want to go look at their art.
you don't have time to stop. You have to keep going, or you actually commit to stop. You know, but you're just being in the way of a lot of other people. Uh, I don't know. It was quite. It's a bigger hassle than I wanted it to be. That's why, like,
Yeah.
I tried to go on the last day, but I came too late, and the artist alley closed. So next year, probably make it my first mission next time to visit the artist alley.
All right.
Or you can go in Ontario.
On
In
oh,
November.
Ontario, November.
Yeah.
Is
What?
there?
You didn't hear about that?
Like, I heard about somewhere in fall or something. Is that this year?
Yeah,
Yes.
presumably it's this year.
It's
Yeah.
not next year.
No, it's
Well,
this year.
so they announced the dates without saying a year, but it was the 19th and 20th, which are Saturday and Sunday. And next year it would be a Sunday and Monday, which that's just silly,
Oh,
Yeah.
super silly.
that's so weird. Why would they do that?
Well, supposedly, I don't know if AX actually said it, but a lot of people were saying that it's to try to help offset the crowd for the main actual AX in LA.
Yeah, I
Maybe.
mean, like honestly, if that is the case, that makes sense. You'd have a second convention that you get the people who are like, nah, let's go to the smaller one.
It's
So
not
that
the
way we don't
same
have to deal with.
experience.
Well, we don't know
No.
yet. We haven't.
You
Mm,
don't know?
We won't know until they have it.
it's
I
true. This is
mean,
the first
just
time.
for the sense that it's going to be 2 days instead of 4 days. Yeah, I guess you can go off that alone and say that that might not be the same con experience. But
It's also a much smaller venue.
yes, it is.
Yeah. I I'm gonna give it a try. It sounds like a
Same.
couple of us wanted
So
to try
I
that.
expect it to be extra, extra packed just because it's new.
I kind
Well,
of don't think it will be.
Uh,
I don't think it'll be too bad.
I think first of all, it being the first time they're doing it, you'll get a lot of people who choose not to or have already made plans for other sort of like events that are going on during that time, choosing to do those instead. And on top of that, the amount of people who go to Anime Expo Los Angeles, that's very well known. And I think the city of Ontario, where this one's going to be, I think City Ontario might understand, like, oh, we need to maybe address the possibility that it's going to be a very high outcome and maybe put some sort of restriction in place to
mm,
help ease that.
Yeah, I don't know. It'll be really interesting. I want to go just because I want to try to get some sort of swag. I just want to get like some shirts and stuff.
Yeah.
Flag is good.
And I feel like it'll probably be good for at least that, for like having some decent artists to be able to get stuff from.
Yeah.
Uh,
All right. Well, yeah. For as far as AX goes, I think a few of us are gonna try Ontario, including our editor over there in the sound room.
Oh,
He's just
nice.
kind of vibing. Yeah, coming down from the desert. Shit. All right. Well, I think we can go ahead and call it an episode there. So,
that
thank
is
you
an
again.
episode.
It is an episode. You can call it an episode. So, thank you for our two loyal followers, possibly our third. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, thank you guys and take care. Till next time.
All right.
Peace.
Farewell.
Bye, everyone.
See you later.
bah.
Goodbye.
They can't wave.
Hasta luego. Arrivederci.